And welcome back, everybody, to Prospects of the Land. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us today is a man from San Jose, California, one of the absolute funnest players to watch in the entire organization. Ladies and gentlemen, Cleveland Guardians minor leaguer Jonah Advincula. Jonah, how are we?
Doing well, man. Thanks for having me on the podcast. Appreciate it.
100%, man. So, first time, every time we have somebody on, we like to do something fun, right, to start us out. And whether it's a college lineup or your pro debut, for you, I want to see if you can name, taking you back 2 years ago, can name the 2024 Captain's Championship lineup from the game that you guys won it all, Game 3.
I was just talking to someone about this the other day, and we were having a hard time. So let's see. I think Hanau was definitely leading off. Had to be Hanau.
Hanau was in short. Yep.
Hanau's at short.
You were in right. I assume you remember that one.
I was in right field. I think I was hitting probably 7 or 8. I can't remember. But 2 had to be. You said 8?
Yep.
Okay, 2. I think it was Bazana at second.
Yep, Bazana was at second.
That was Bazana? Okay. 3 had to have been, dude, why am I blanking out on? Had to be Ralphie, right?
Ralphie played. Ralphie was hitting 6. He was at first.
No way.
Yeah.
That's insane. Oh my gosh. So it was.
We can go by position if it makes it easy.
Okay, yeah, let's go by position.
You got first, second, short, and right so far.
So, okay, catcher was definitely Cozy.
Yep.
He was probably hitting 4th or 5th.
He's hitting above you, 7.
I was hitting 7. Who am I missing? Okay, we'll go center field was Fox.
Yep. Had a couple big hits in that one.
Yeah, left field. Man. Why am I blanking out? This was only 2 years ago. Third. Who was playing third? No, it wasn't Devers. I don't think it was Devers.
Nope.
Mooney?
Yep.
Was that third?
Yep. You're missing left field and the DH.
Left field and the DH. Who were the outfielders? It was me, Fox. I know Boyd was on. Wasn't Boyd. Freaking Antunes?
He was the DH.
Oh, Antunes was the DH. Okay.
Yep.
Who else was in the outfield with me?
Just missing the left fielder. If my memory serves me correct, he's still with Lake County as well.
Oh, was it Speedy?
Yep.
Esteban?
Yep.
Oh, that's shoot. Okay, how did I forget him?
Oh there gosh. It is. Yep. And can you get who started the game on the mound?
It was I think it was DeLucia.
Yep.
That last game. Yeah.
Perfect. Bingo. Got it.
Sweet. Took me a while, but we got it. We got there.
Got it done.
Hey, it's not about how fast you make it. It's merely the fact that you made it at all. It's really right. That tortoise and the hare type of story, right?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. As long as you make it, doesn't matter how you make it, right?
Bingo. I guess that goes to the saying, fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah, that plays too.
It does. Yeah. It does work.
It's not fake if you make it, right? So.
Well, first off, Jonah, man, again, we appreciate you jumping on the pod. Hectic day today, but how's it been, maybe outside of today, just the every day-to-day life going on for you, obviously coming back from injury, getting into the full swing of things nowadays?
Yeah, today's been crazy, but no, it's been good getting in the back of swing of things. Just, getting to play every day is definitely nice. Having that downtime, being injured and grinding Arizona was definitely a new experience for me, especially in my professional career. So, but that rehab time was good, but I'm just happy to be back playing, finish out the season strong.
100%. I mean, you talk about today, obviously we're really thankful you're still with the organization, but things do happen. Just kind of walk us through just the day that you've had, or maybe just the day in the life of every minor leaguer, because a lot of people tend to forget minor leagues are probably more affected by the trade deadline at times than the major leagues are in a sense. So just walk us through kind of how all of you guys take a trade deadline.
I mean, right when I woke up, I saw, the Cozy trade. Someone had sent me the trade, and then I called my brother because he's with the Angels.
Yeah.
I said, "You guys are getting that's crazy." Um, and then I go earlier today. I saw Ken Verguez downstairs. He was packing up his stuff, trying to get it back to Akron. But I didn't know he was getting traded at this
Yeah.
point. So I'm just saying, hey, good luck in Akron. 30 minutes later, he's traded.
Wow.
So it's like, shoot, we were talking about doing stuff like on the off day on Monday, but I guess now that's done. But no, it's part of the business, and you never know what's going to happen, today, tomorrow, next year. But it's cool. It's cool to see guys, go different paths and get to the league, like we said, any way they can.
You talked about different paths that you make it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm looking at your college career. You are, as Taven mentioned, you're from San Jose, California, and you started out at a D3 school before eventually transferring to Washington State, part of the Pac-12. What was it like going from a D3 school? It's Redlands. Is it Redlands Community College?
It's University of Redlands.
University. I'm sorry. University of Redlands. But you go from D3 to D1. What was that transition like, and how did you manage to make that jump? That's a pretty sizable jump.
Yeah, no, it was definitely. I out of high school, I didn't have any D1 offers. Had a D2 and a D3 offer. Obviously, Redlands being one of them. But yeah, long story short, I fell in love at Redlands and the team and the coaches, and ended up going there. But I mean, deep down, I always knew that, or I felt like I could, play Division I. I could play professionally at the next level. But I mean, I felt like I was overlooked in high school. But being able to, play summer ball, kind of get exposed to just playing against, different guys from different schools, D1, D2, guys who are, at the top of their Division I conferences. I was able to okay, I can really do this, and eventually decided to hit the transfer portal, and that's kind of how it all started. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any idea why you feel you were maybe overlooked in high school or out of high school by recruiters? Is there something specific that they may have been looking for that they just didn't see in you? I'm just curious, honestly.
Yeah, I don't. Honestly, I've always felt like I've been the same player even in high school. But I mean, I guess it could have been physicality thing. I might have been, which I didn't feel like I was too undersized. Like I was pretty average, height, weight, but maybe the physicality, strength wise. But I really felt like my freshman year, I really was able to get stronger and build a lot of, strength in the weight room and stuff. But I don't know. I still don't know to this day why. Who knows? But I'm just thankful, Redlands they were able to see something in me and give me the opportunity to play. And they eventually helped me get to that summer league and helped me play at the Division I level. And yeah, it just all worked out. I don't ask why, but I'm grateful for the opportunities and just being able to still, play baseball.
Absolutely.
You talk about the portal and obviously going from D3 to D1. How did that whole process kind of work of you landing at Washington? Because obviously you go from D3 to playing, Pac-12 baseball. That's a heck of a jump.
Right.
Even D3 to a MAC school is a crazy jump. And I'm not, targeting the MAC because I'm
for sure.
I'm a Zips guy, right? So, but the Pac-12, I mean, that's some of the best baseball you're going to find at the collegiate level. So just how did that whole experience kind of work, just making the jump to a very high level of D1 baseball?
Yeah, no doubt. It was so it all started my junior year, and my coaches from Redlands, they hooked me up with a 10-day contract with the Corvallis Knights out in the West Coast League for summer ball. So I wasn't thinking too much of it. I was like, okay, maybe this might be a good opportunity to go try to make a team. maybe they might need another player. If I play well, I might be able to stay on. And that's what ended up happening with the Knights. They asked me to play pretty well those 10 days, asked me to stay the rest of the summer. So I was like, shoot, that's all I really asked for. I just wanted a summer ball team that year. So we just go through the summer, and my head coach is like, hey, would you consider hitting the transfer portal? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I would consider it just because I know some of the scouts at the D3 level were telling me, like, oh, if you have the same year you did here at Redlands, there's really no guarantees that we can sign you or, draft you. So I'm thinking, okay, I got to kind of prove myself at the D1 level in order to just get seen in front of scouts and have the opportunity to play professionally. So I actually entered the deadline or the transfer portal like an hour, maybe like 30 minutes before the deadline, because
Wow.
I didn't even know like really when it was. And my coach one day, he just goes, hey, the transfer portal closes tonight. You should probably get in there if you want to. And I'm thinking, oh, shoot, like this is real now. So after the game, I'm over here emailing like the compliance coordinator for Redlands, and I'm like texting my coach like, hey man, I'm entering the portal. I hope this is cool. Like, just want to let you know what's going on. But thankfully my coach was super supportive of it. And then Washington State they were ready. They were the first ones to call me. Coach Valentine, he was the one who saw me and really just, I guess, saw it in me that I could play at the D1 level, and went on a visit, made me an offer, and then that was it. And I was a Coug.
There it is.
Yeah.
Talk about your time at Washington State. Just how fun was that for you, just when you were able to get up there and experience just the D1 level of baseball, and just what were some of your best memories from playing with that Washington State team?
Yeah, it was sick. I mean, some of the, the memories that come to mind are just like, because me being a California boy, like going up and playing in Pullman, Washington, we don't see the snow in California.
Yeah.
So being in that environment, we were playing in the snow a couple games where it's actually coming down, and where I'm all ski masked up, and I got like 3 layers on. But like some of those games were pretty cool. Just they're not really fun to play in, but like because it's kind of miserable with the playing in the 20 degrees and snowing. But it's something that you look back on and like, man, that built some toughness. And like now when I go out to the 40 degrees in Ohio, like that's nothing. But playing at Wazoo was, it was a fun time. And I mean, we had a good group of guys and good coaches, good team, and man, it was a fun experience for me. So yeah.
And that's actually funny that you mentioned the snow. I was going to ask you, how have you acclimated to Northeast Ohio? Right now, you're currently at Lake County. You've been to Akron, and so on. But how have you acclimated to Northeast Ohio? That's a lot different than California, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I would say the weather here is a lot more random. Like in California, to expect in the summer, it's going to be 80, 85 every day. But here, you'll get your 10 minutes of downpour. And just the other day, like we were, I think it was yesterday, we were losing. We actually were winning the game. We went into the 8th inning. They scored 4 runs. And right after that half of the inning, it started downpouring. So then we canceled the game. But since we didn't hit the bottom of the 8th, we won the game 1-0. Because it reverted back to the 7th inning.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's crazy. So it was a cheap way to get a win, but I mean, those are the rules, I guess. But
the
weather
rules
out here
the rules.
Different.
The rules
are
rules.
rules. Yeah. So that's kind of the shock I got, like weather wise, climate wise out here.
Yeah. Or do you get homesick at all, or are you able to get home, during the off season? What's the schedule
Yeah,
like? Um, when baseball season is not in full swing.
yeah. I mean, I don't get too homesick because I mean I'm playing. I'm still, you know, talking to my family like every other day. But yeah, I mean, I'm in pretty much when the season ends. I'm either in Arizona or California with family. Arizona training at the complex, or just training back in California. So that's what I've been doing the last couple of years. Um, we'll see if it changes this year, but that seems to be the routine.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
When we go to the end of the Wazoo journey, right? Obviously, it comes at a time where the MLB draft, right? Did you kind of have an idea of like what round you were gonna land and like what teams were you kind of in talk with, and how did that whole before the
Yeah.
draft process go for you?
Yeah. I didn't really know. I knew I probably wasn't going to be a day one guy, um, which I think at the time was the first two rounds. Um, but, me just being kind of an older guy at the time, um, I really didn't know. Like, I thought maybe it was day two or day three. Um, but, I was talking to probably a good amount of the teams, not all of them, but I actually went out to Arizona, and did kind of like a one-on-one with the Guardians at the
Nice.
at the complex in Goodyear. So um, that was pretty cool, just having that experience. That just kind of like, yeah, this is probably a team that might be invested in me at some point. But when the day of the draft comes, you never know. There's a bunch of teams. Like my agent's calling me like 2 rounds before I got drafted, saying this team's gonna pick me. Oh no, this another team's gonna pick me. Didn't end up happening, but obviously. And then he's like, okay, Guardians are picking you. This is official. It's like, a done deal, set in stone. I was like, sweet.
So,
But it
we're,
was it was cool because I
we're
had some of my family there at my house, and but yeah, it was a good moment. It
I
was
was
fun.
I was
Yeah.
about to ask, yeah, obviously we get to draft day. Just how was that day for you? And did you have like this big party like some guys have? I know it's different for
Yeah.
each guy. Like I know when Rafe got drafted, it seemed like he had like 200 people at his house, and then there's some guys
Yeah.
where it's
That's
just
that's
their
sick.
their immediate family.
Yeah. No, it was just honestly because I didn't know what day I was going.
Yeah.
We didn't have a party. It was literally just me. Some of my cousins came over just to, just in case, like I did
Hmm.
get picked that day. We were just playing some games, some board games, and hanging out until I got the call. Uh, but then when I did, we ran over to the TV and we're like, did the whole,
Nice.
made it official, gave everyone hugs, but it was cool. But seeing my brother this year go through that was
Yeah.
on a little bit bigger stage was pretty cool too. So proud of him.
That's amazing. You can't let him overshadow you, though. Okay.
Yeah, no, no, no.
No, no, no,
He
no. You,
knows. Yeah,
you can't
he
ever
knows.
let him do that. Oh,
For sure.
wow. Um, how has the minor league experience been so far for you? As I think we talked a little bit before we started here, you were in Akron, now you're back
Yeah.
down at Lake County, you're coming off of an injury. Just how has
Mhm.
the journey gone so far?
I think it's been pretty good. Like, in terms of development wise, like here in Cleveland, like they do a really good job, especially like with the off season programs, um, with the hitting, with the you know lifting, physicality standpoint. We do a pretty good job in the off season getting ready for the season and just getting our bodies right, um, like nutrition wise in the weight room. I would say for me, it's been pretty good, pretty smooth. I feel like every year there's something new that we're working on, and no matter what level that is, we're able to, work on different things, um, just to improve upon as a ball player. But um, I've enjoyed my time as a minor leaguer so far. But uh, you know, it'll take you different paths. Just like this year wasn't ideal for me, but I was still able to get some good work in, and I feel like I've gotten a lot better this year too. So
It's
yeah.
definitely, all about, I guess, sometimes the journey. And have you kept up? I mean, well, you talked about your brother getting drafted as well, being with the Angels organization. And do you keep up with other players, friends? Maybe they were from college. Maybe we were talking at the trade deadline, guys who are going to get moved. Have you talked to any of them about their experiences in other organizations? You talked about how good of a program the Guardians have and what they do to prepare you. Any kind of notes that you've taken and said, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, I do talk to other guys just on how their organizations run things, and it's definitely a lot different than kind of like what we value here. I mean, other organizations are going to value different things, so I wouldn't say like, oh, we're better. Like, I obviously think we do a really good job here, but obviously it's just really different depending on which organization you're with and who you are.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
When we kind of look at your entire minor league career, I think it's tough to, in my opinion, this would probably be the highlight. That 2024 Lake County championship team, just being a part of that.
Right.
Just how was it to win the championship with that group of guys? And just what were your favorite memories from just that entire playoff series? Because not many guys get to experience that in the minor leagues.
Yeah, no, that was a great experience. I mean, good group of guys. I mean, that was such a fun run we made. Winning the first half and then making that run. We had our backs against the wall in the championship. We lost that first, that game one.
Yep.
But we were able to battle back, and we were kind of just like had that mentality, like kind of whatever happens, happens. Like we're just gonna go play now that we're down 0-1, and so we're gonna give it our all. And we ended up competing, doing our job, and finding ways to win the next two games, which was super cool. And yeah, it was probably one of the best baseball moments of my life, I would say. Probably the biggest championship I've won in my career. So, but it was cool to do it with that group of guys, and then being able to still move up the levels with them too has been fun.
Had a big game in that big game 3. One of the most exciting winner go home games that I've ever watched. You hit the bomb to get the boys going. Just walk me through, if you can remember, again, 2 years ago, if you can remember anything about the AB, just kind of walk me through that and just how excited you were once you hit it to just be able to get that started for the group of guys.
Yeah. So we were like the game before that, we had our backs against the wall, and I had another big hit, another homer before that. I mean, the day before. So like kind of building up to that was like being able to do that again was kind of crazy to tie the game up. And then I just felt like that was a huge, momentum boost for us. And after that, we were swinging it, making plays. Not saying it was because of me, but but no, it was like a surreal moment. Just being able to have a big hit, that's something you always dream of as a kid.
Where'd you put the championship ring?
I have it in my house in Arizona, so
nice.
It's sitting pretty over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really is, even at the minor league level, at whatever levels, whether it's in college, high school, minor league, only one team finishes, and as the champion. And
Right.
So you really have to value that, because you never know how many times you're going to ever get to do that. And so definitely it's an accomplishment at whatever level,
sure.
whatever level you are at. And speaking of levels, something that's talked about sometimes with minor leaguers and baseball players as they come through the system is this idea of what service time or service years. And it makes you question, or you have thoughts. You're like, well, are they really trying, are teams trying to manipulate this by not calling a guy up? Do you ever get into any of that or have any discussions with teammates or just other players from around the league? And what are your general thoughts
Yeah.
on that sort of thing?
I mean, me personally, it's hard for me to I don't understand most of that stuff. So I'm just a ball player and I just play my game. But I know there's a lot of people that talk about it and, wonder what's going on with some of the stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's just something that's out of our control. So we don't really focus on it too much just because all we can really control is playing the game. And whatever happens. We get traded. And if not, then sweet. We're going to help the team, try to help the team win. So, but I don't pay too much attention to that. But
fair enough.
Something interesting though, for sure.
Well, and you mentioned you get to go, you play the game, you kind of control the controllables, right?
Right.
It appears that the minor leagues might be the big show in town next year if if there's a work stoppage.
Right.
Do you see that? Kind of maybe an off-speed pitch here question. We're going breaking ball. Do you see that as a great opportunity for minor leaguers to really be showcased if, in fact, there happens to be a work stoppage next year for Major League Baseball?
Yeah, I mean, I hear different things. Like, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, don't know too much about it, but you always hear about the guys trying to play in the bigs during that, and they're not very, it's kind of frowned upon, stuff like that. But I don't know. It's something I haven't really thought of. I know it's coming up, but yeah, it could be definitely something that minor leaguers could take advantage of, and improve. But I don't have too much to speak on it. I don't have too much knowledge about it, so I need to look into it more for sure, though.
When we talk about the Guardians organization as a whole, I mean, they're one of the best at getting guys different opportunities to showcase their skills in different spots. For you, you're kind of a product of that because you've been all over the outfield. You're in the DH spot. You've played at first, and you even had a game at second, I saw. Just talk to me about just how well that the Guardians are at that sort of thing and just kind of the opportunities that they give you guys in that whole process of being able to play in different spots.
Yeah, no, it's a good, I think, good thing to have in your back pocket, just be able to play a bunch of positions. I know with our top prospects, we're trying to get them to play, outfield, infield,
right.
Try to make them super versatile because, I mean, some of these guys have crazy bats. So we just got to find ways to get them in the lineup. And if they're able to play, the outfield, infield, wherever it may be, like, great. That's just more opportunity for them to get in the lineup and get to the big leagues. So that's really what we're trying to do here.
When we go back to you, obviously you've dealt with a little bit of injuries this year. Just what have you been able to do, while you were injured, just to be able to just fight back from those essentially, and just be able to get to the spot where you are now, just healthy and playing again?
Yeah, it was definitely a process that was new for me, especially at the professional level, because it was my first really big injury. But I mean, it's something that it gets a little bit tedious for sure, being out there in Arizona, doing the rehab stuff every day. But we have a great staff over there, and they were able to, help me out, help me stay on it, and just get me back as quick as possible, which I was able to do. Get back there a little, like probably a month quicker than projected, which is, grateful for them. But yeah, it was definitely a big learning experience for me, and learning how to deal with the injury, learning, kind of finding some stuff to do outside of baseball, which was big for me. Um, but yeah, it's definitely part of the game, part of, you know, your career if you play long enough. So I just took it as a, learning experience and something that I really did learn a lot from. And I know how to approach if, it comes around again.
So the Guardians, as we talked about a little bit earlier before we started, they add one of the moves they made. They add Adele. They also add Nathaniel Lowe from the Reds just short time ago.
Right.
Just love to get your perspective, on those guys and how you think they can contribute and help in the Guardians lineup to maybe give it a little more pop. The offense has struggled at times this season. When are you going to be up there? When can we count on you contributing in the lineup?
Soon. That's the goal.
Good.
But no, I think those guys are definitely going to help us out a lot. Those are some, big names that have been around the league for a while, and I think we made some good moves, and I think they're going to, fit right in to what we're trying to do here in Cleveland. So I'm excited to see them on the field, and yeah, I think that they'll be a good addition.
Yeah, I definitely hope they are. I mean, gotta support that pitching staff, which has just been superb, and we got a hell of a starter from the Nationals. That's a great move there. How do you approach your at bats? How do you approach your scouting, advanced scouting for opponents, to be as best prepared as possible, to kind of know what they might try and throw you? What's your philosophy there?
Well, nowadays we have a lot of data, and I think with Cleveland we do a good job of, breaking down those, data points, numbers. So we have full advanced reports on every pitcher that we face. So we're going in there. We already know basically their pitch movement, the amount of pitches they have and how those pitches move, and basically their tendencies with those pitches. So obviously the approach is going to be different for every pitcher, but having those reports really just allows you to simplify your plan and just you're able to look for pitches that they would normally throw, and you before you even go in the box you already know kind of what they look like. So it's pretty cool having those things. But with all that being said, it's still baseball and we still get out more than we hit the ball. So it's it is helping us, but no one would really know if you're an kind of outsider looking in. That's how much stuff is going into these reports and these the preparation before the game.
You talk about obviously your approach into at bats, and you've spent some time at the AA level. In that time, obviously you've been with Lake County for a minute. What's the biggest difference you've seen in the pitchers from high A to AA, and has your approach kind of changed as you've gone through the ranks?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely fine-tuned my approach a little bit more than over the years. But I would say the difference, there's not too much of a difference, I would say, but they usually have, better ability to locate pitches, generally more around the zone, which makes it a little bit tougher of an at-bat. But yeah, they have and they have a little bit better stuff too. They throw a little bit more cutters, splitters, kind of stuff to miss your bat. But at the end of the day, it's pretty much the same game. It's just they just get a little bit better every level you go up.
We touched on promotions. Just how much do you guys, kind of think about promotions, and how do you guys kind of balance that with playing the game as well?
I know there's different guys who think differently on promotions, but I think for the most part we're pretty, like I said earlier, we don't really worry about too much about that stuff. We're really just pretty focused on what we can control every day, and a lot of these guys have really good mentalities of all right, yeah, we're just gonna, whatever happens, we're just gonna play the game. Like, we're just gonna play hard. If that means we're in Columbus, we're playing hard. We're in Akron, we're playing our game, or even in rookie ball. So that's kind of the mentality that we have here. That grit mindset that we try to build in the organization.
No
Mm-hmm.
doubt.
Good philosophy,
Yeah.
definitely a good philosophy. We had Isaac Martinez on, and we talked to him from a pitcher's perspective about the advent of the automatic balls and strike system
Mm-hmm.
in Major League Baseball. And so we got the pitcher's perspective. Now I'd like the hitter's perspective. What do you think
Yeah.
about the use of ABS? Do you see that as a good thing? Do you see it as a bad thing? Love
Yeah.
your insights on it.
Um. Well, so I mean, I haven't been around the ABS too much, but
Right.
in my perspective, I think it's a good thing. Um, just eliminating the ability to umpires to ruin your at bat. That's just something that we've always, you know, have worried about in this game. But no, I think it's good. I mean, I I think I could trust my ability to my eye a little bit to tell what's a ball or strike. So I think when I get up to Columbus or eventually the big leagues, I think it'll be a good thing for me and definitely a part of my game that I think I could implement and be pretty good at. So I'm excited for it.
Now you talked to us before we started here. You grew up as an Oakland A's fan. But whether it be somebody on the Oakland A's or otherwise, or is there a baseball player, a player in general that you looked up to and said, "Gosh, wow, I love this watching this person play. I'd love to be able to do X, Y, and Z like this person. I'd like to hit like this person and field like this person." Just curious
Yeah.
about that.
I mean, there's a couple dudes on the A's. My favorite player on the A's was Chris Davis.
Okay.
Um, Even though that's like a very different type of player than I am right now. like, but I just like how he hit. I like seeing the long ball from him. But I also love watching Coco Chris, guys like
Oh
Coco
yeah.
Chris and Rajay David. Those are kind of guys like I can identify with, more grinder type guys. But yeah, the whole team was fun to watch. I was inspired as a little kid. I remember walking up to the Coliseum and hearing, I think it was Chris Davis, his name being announced, and then his walk up song playing. And that was the moment where I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like I want to make the big leagues. Like, this is sick. Like, being able to hear your name and hear your little song come up. Like, it's pretty cool. It kind of gave me like the goosebumps. But yeah, I would say those guys are kind of guys I looked up to, um, you know, in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Let me ask one other question. A follow up on the Oakland thing. How ticked are you that they couldn't keep the team in Oakland and they couldn't come to an agreement about a stadium and they're getting moved to Las Vegas? How sad does that make you as a fan?
Yeah.
We, as Cleveland, growing up Northeast Ohio, seeing the Browns get taken out of Cleveland and Art
Right.
Modell ripping them out and moving them to Baltimore, and there were times where the Indians were on the Cleveland, they were on the verge of getting moved if they didn't get sold or do this or do that or the other. So heck, and even if you've seen the movie Major League, which we talked to Isaac Martinez
Yeah.
about, where it's like, I want attendance to be so bad. I want it to be dead last so I can move this team to Miami. I mean, they even had guys coming to, on spring training roster that were dead, and they said just cross them off the list, but it was just a movie. No, seriously though, I mean, as an Oakland fan, how just sad is that?
I mean, yeah, it's like kind of those memories that we talked about being in Oakland. Obviously, I'm not going to be a little kid anymore and be able to go to the Coliseum. But now I don't really mind. Like, I'm not an Oakland fan. I wouldn't identify myself as an Oakland fan, obviously. I'm here with the Guardians, and we're trying to beat Oakland. So, so I could care less now. But, the memories that I had with my grandpa and, some of my family at that Coliseum were pretty special, I would say.
Yeah, more going into about you to the everyday to day life. Just what are your favorite hobbies? Just to for the Cleveland fans to kind of get introduced to you. What does Jonah Advincula like to do? You
Um,
know, maybe on an off day.
yeah, I mean, we love playing poker with the boys. That's one, and um, I got back into the piano, playing the piano. That's something uh, I've been doing over the years. I started as a little kid, but kind of kind of took a break, I guess. Not really a break, but it's just hard because I don't have a piano, out here or at Wazoo. Like,
Yeah,
so every time I come back home, I'm playing the piano, or I'm in Arizona. We have one over there too. So
nice.
that's kind of something I've been doing in the off season or in the rehab. So it's been fun.
You come over to Northeast Ohio, obviously a night and day jump from California and the West Coast, especially in the wintertime. But since you've been here, just what's been, the favorite thing that you've been able to do around the Northeast Ohio area, whether that, is maybe catching a Browns game or the Rock and Roll Hall
Mhm.
of Fame. Just what's that been?
I would say I'm blanking out on the name, but the Six Flags out there.
Cedar
Oh,
Point.
Cedar Point.
Cedar Point. Yeah, Cedar Point. That was we went out there a couple of times with the team. I would say that was
Nice.
because back in California, I would say we go uh, like to amusement parks a good amount. So Cedar Point was definitely a fun one to go to. Just being able to experience all those rides. They got some good ones out here.
What was the best
Yeah,
one you were on?
that's a tough question. I can't tell you. There's too many. There's too many.
They're all the best. They're
Yeah.
look. Cedar Point is a crown jewel.
Yeah.
It's a crown jewel. What is it? If you're Taven, if you're on what the Magnum, you can at a certain point you could see across
The
to Canada.
dragster, the tall one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was on if it's on Top Thrill Dragster. Now, what is it? Top Thrill Dragster 2? Holy smokes. I took some stomach medicine, for anti-nausea years and years ago and went on Top Thrill Dragster because I was
Yeah.
like, well, I'm here. I'm going to do this and I'm not going to get sick. We don't
Right.
want that. Okay, so Taven asked you about activities. I always like to get into the cuisine of the area. Okay. So, have you found any favorite spots that you go out to eat in the Northeast Ohio area?
Yeah, I say Marble Room is definitely our top one. I think
Marble Room.
everyone in our team would say Marble Room.
That is
off the hook. Yeah.
that is pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay. Being from the
And
West Coast, are you an In-N-Out burger person?
people are gonna hate on me, but I'd say Five Guys is better than In-N-Out.
Whoa!
I'm a
Shots
Five Guys.
fired!
Yeah.
Whoa!
I
Okay.
completely stand on it too. So like every
Wow!
time anyone asks me that, I'm like, I'm not gonna knock In-N-Out, but I'm a Five Guys type of guy, or Cane's. I would say Cane's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right. Have you been over to Swenson's? Have you made it over there? I know there's
Oh
one
yeah,
near
I've
the
been to
ballpark.
Swenson's, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to say Swenson's better than In-N-Out too.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a winner. We're back on track now. We are
Boom.
back on track. It's all good there.
Yeah. But number one for me, Five Guys, for sure.
Five
Hands
Guys.
down.
What's the go-to of Five Guys for you?
It's probably just a bacon cheeseburger. Yeah, probably all the toppings, most of the toppings, I would say. Can't go wrong. And you got to get the Cajun fries too. That's the go-to.
Yeah, that's a must. It's a must-have. It's an absolute
Right.
must-have.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How about you guys? You guys In-N-Out?
I've never had In-N-Out.
Okay.
I-
Yeah,
I-
I don't know if they've migrated out here yet.
No, they haven't. My brother lived in Southern California for about, I'm trying to think how long he was out there, at least a year. But he lived in Apple Valley. And so when he was there, I visited one time and he made sure to take me to In-N-Out Burger. I had to get a big 4x4 and devour that bad boy.
Yeah.
I gotta say, pretty good. I heard the fries are lacking at In-N-Out, but the burger itself was fantastic. And I didn't.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
didn't.
gonna knock it.
Yeah, I don't know if I had a milkshake. Again, I'm old. You're gonna have to just pardon me. I'm so old. Get this, Jonah. I'm so old. I could literally be Taven's dad because I graduated with his dad from high school.
Oh, there you go.
So that's how old I am. But
good thing Taven is young. So
yeah,
you're not that old.
getting up there. Yeah.
Exactly. But no, have you? Well, when you get to Akron, we talked to Isaac about this. You'll have to make sure you hit up Luigi's.
Okay, yeah, I've been to Luigi's.
Oh,
good spot. Yeah, in Akron. Yeah.
Oh, great! I'm glad. Okay, I feel better now. You've been to Swenson's. You've been to Luigi's. We're in good shape. We need to get you over to Slyman's Deli.
Diamond.
No. In the Cleveland area, Slyman's.
Oh, okay.
And then in Akron, there's a Diamond. The
Diamond Deli. I'm there every time I'm in Akron. Those are my guys over there.
Nice, very, very nice. Well, that's awesome. I mean, I hope you're enjoying it, and I'm sure that it's again vastly different from California and the West Coast. And
I love it out here. Yeah,
we see athletes, and at least at the top level, there's always this discussion, which basically Cleveland sucks. Right, it is what the national media and everybody talks about it, saying Cleveland sucks. You got who was the basketball player? Joakim Noah, when he was talking crap about Cleveland and stuff. But then guys get here and they fall in love with the place, and they still live here, and they've got homes here. I mean, it feels like Donovan Mitchell has really come to love Northeast Ohio, and there's been plenty of others that aren't coming to the top of my mind, but it's an area where you've got some fiercely loyal fans to their sports organizations, and man, you get in good with the fans of Cleveland, and you're going to be loved, and they won't forget about you. Even after you're gone, they'll be like, man, come on back. We got you. We love you. You didn't do anything wrong. We'll build you a statue. It's good stuff.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it here. Like, I know there's a lot of hate that, Cleveland, like this and that, but I mean, I enjoy the city. I mean, just walking around it the other day, I'm like, man, this is a sick spot to live in. Like I wouldn't mind being here for the next 10 years. Like, hey,
we hope so. We hope so. Go knock some balls out of the yard at Progressive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got a couple rapid fire ones for you, some fun ones. Favorite away stadium that you've gotten to visit, whether that's high A or double A?
West Michigan.
West Michigan
Whitecaps. Yeah.
Isaac's answer too, maybe.
It's in Grand Rapids.
West Michigan. All right.
Go ahead.
Funniest player on the team. Funniest guy you've gotten to meet and be around in the locker room.
I'll say Jake Fox.
Yeah. There it is. Best walk-up song on a team besides yours.
Best walk-up song. Shoot. I'm about to say, and I'm blanking out on these fools' walk-up songs. I like Anthony Martinez. He got a nice little reggae song. Yeah.
There it is. What's your walk-up song?
I got a Larry June song. So I had to bring some Bay over to the Northeast.
There it is. Love it. Yeah. And favorite promotion you've gotten the chance to be a part. The minor leagues are crazy with their promotions, Lake County, Akron, whether it's the different jerseys or a giveaway you might have seen them do.
We're talking about Swenson's. I got to go with the Galley Boys, promotion.
Boom.
That's my favorite one. Yeah.
What about the seats in the front row that look like toilets?
In Lake County? Yeah. We've had those for a couple of years now. Yeah.
I don't even know what to say about that. I honestly don't know to say about that. But I know that you must be a big SpongeBob fan, when playing for the Captains, right?
A little bit. I wasn't too big, but I was more like Phineas Ferb, like Fairly Odd Parents. Yeah.
Okay, that's some good recall there. That is definitely.
Those are the shows I was on.
Okay. Okay. Now you talked Taven asked you about funniest guy. Have you dealt with anybody trying to give you the hot foot in the dugout?
The hot foot? What do you mean? Just
You've never heard of like they'll
is that a Northeast thing? I don't know.
no Taven, you know what I'm talking about, where like they'll like stick, I don't know, they use bubble gum matches to light your foot on fire though.
I haven't heard about this. It's news to me. No, I haven't had that yet.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear this. Maybe this is maybe that's just old school baseball. Maybe you need to travel around if you get to meet him, if he's ever around Lake County or any of the other farm teams. Talk to Joe Charbonneau. He's a hoot. He's a hoot.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with him. As a famous or former Indians player, was a rookie of the year and stuff. I was fortunate to travel as a broadcaster with a semi-professional baseball league in the Frontier League team in Canton, and he was the hitting coach. So I got to hear some fun, interesting stories with those guys when I was doing that. So I'm sure they had some antics. Let's just say,
right. I'm sure they did.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's all I got. Ethan, you got anything else?
No, Jonah, thank you so much for all of your time. We really do appreciate it. I'm sure that it was a crazy day, as you said, with the trade deadline, the phones ringing, and you're seeing fellow teammates that are headed out and they're headed on. But I'm sure you wish them the best of luck, and it's all good. We are glad you're still here as part of the Guardians organization, and we'll look forward to watching you grow throughout. This is great to get to know you, and I hope people really appreciate who you are as a ball player, who all of your teammates are as ball players, and watch you guys grow, so that when you make it to the bigs, we say, hey, we know that guy, and we watched him. We watched him grow. And so again, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your time on your off day.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me, and it's fun. Appreciate you guys being along with me in this journey. So hopefully we'll see you in the bigs someday.
100%. Yeah, just to go to echo what Ethan says. I mean, this guy's the real deal, ladies and gentlemen, right? I mean, one of the best dudes I've gotten to meet in person, right? Taking pictures down at Akron, getting to know this guy, talk to him a couple occasions. Yeah, Jonah, just thank you again, man, for the time and just hopping on with us.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you.
100%. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. From us, that is Tim McKelly, Ethan Greenberg, and Jonah Advincula. Make sure everybody follows the Instagram, the X account, and the YouTube to stay in tap with all the coverage we have on the Guardians prospect system. And we will see everybody next time. Take care.